right, what's up? I am back, and I know it's been a while. It's been like almost a month since I've uploaded. Um, and I guess like really it's just because like I haven't been super maybe like motivated or like haven't had like a lot of video ideas. But I'm just gonna upload a simple video where I'm just working out and I'm just talking over it, right? So this is a pulling session. I started off with 3 sets of rope pull ups. And the reason why I'm doing rope pull ups specifically is just kind of like, I say for fun, and then also because I want to train for a bit more of specificity, of having like a better and stronger grip, right? And when you are pulling from things that are challenging, like ropes, and stuff like, I don't know, like towels or something like that, it's going to be a lot more harder on your fingers and on your forearms. And I just kind of thought like, I want to come to a point in time in my life where, or in my training, I guess, where I want to start being a bit more specific with the way that I train. Instead of just training for like bigger muscles, I want to train to get like better at certain things or to have like certain specialties, I guess. I have been getting into rock climbing a lot pretty recently. Going to a couple of rock climbing gyms within the past couple of months. And I just want to kind of like develop more strength in my hands and my forearms in order to be, just better at climbing whenever I get the chances to do so. So here I have like a lot of chalk. Unless your hands are pretty dry, like all the time, then it's gonna be best to chalk up when you're doing like stuff like ropes or towels or whatever, just so it makes things a bit easier. What you're definitely gonna feel if you're gonna do rope pull ups are your hands kind of like almost feeling like they're going to like pull down and drag down onto the rope. So it's kind of gonna give you almost like sore fingers, right? And that's one thing too. When we're training for pull-ups and stuff, we don't really work our fingers, and our fingers have a bunch of muscles in them that can also be worked, right? Here I'm also doing fat grip pull-ups. I want to put these in here as well, which will also just further develop my grip, and kind of like my crushing strength. I've always been very fond of fat grips. I've always done them like with my hammer curls or some other, I guess, pulling exercises. And then it's really a test of strength as well, especially if you can do like weighted fat grip pull-ups and be pretty strong at it. I did 2 sets of these right here after my neutral grip, or not neutral grip, but rope pull-ups. And I was surprised that I was still able to get like a good amount of reps. I am heavier. I am bulking as well, so I'm about 188 pounds. I'll put up a picture of like a comparison from me during the summer and then me now during the winter. So I'm doing pretty well within that department of being able to gain weight, without feeling like I have to do things in any type of unhealthy way. With especially with me being vegan, right? I rely mostly on like whole plant foods, grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, fruits, vegetables, blah blah blah. And I've been doing well with gaining weight, right? And you would think like, he's vegan. There's no way he's able to gain weight. But surprisingly, I am. And I've been gaining weight gradually. I haven't been gaining weight like very quickly, I guess. I've been gaining weight pretty gradually within the past couple of months. And I have been, of course, gaining strength as well. Now, when it comes to me, like, wanting to do rock climbing or get more into rock climbing, me being a heavier person, being 6 foot, being about 180 pounds, I know that I'm not going to be like the best rock climber when I get on the wall, but it's still fun and enjoyable for me to try and like get some type of specificity or some type of strength when it comes to just how to develop climbing more. Of course, in order to get better at climbing, I'm gonna have to go to rock climbing gyms a lot more often. But at the moment, I'm really only going to rock climbing gyms maybe every couple of months, to be honest. Last time I went was like maybe last week with a friend, but last time before that was like during like fall or something like that, bro. So, I'm definitely gonna have to find ways in order for me to try and get to rock climbing gyms at least once a week or something. And I have been like just doing a lot more research and looking at videos and stuff of like how, how folks can get better at rock climbing, especially without, access to a gym or without access to a lot of equipment or whatever. I guess equipment in regards to rock climbing. But speaking of equipment, I did buy these like portable hangboards, which I have in my room right now. You'll probably see them in an upcoming video whenever I use them. And that can help me kind of like develop the finger strength, right? Because when you want to get better at climbing, you want to develop finger strength in order to, get on the holds and whatnot. But in general, I've been trying to figure out ways I can switch up my training in order to just make things more interesting and make things feel like maybe I'm working towards some type of goal. I guess this could have started with me doing more sandbag training. So, replacing those standard like squat and deadlift barbell movements with something as, I guess, novel or as unique as a sandbag, it kind of makes me want to see what other areas of my training can I switch things up a bit to where they seem like they're, working towards a goal or some type of skill, right? When it comes to like pulling, I guess I can maybe refer to rock climbing as something like that. So it's like, what can I do with my pulling movements that can make me better at rock climbing over time? What can I do with my lower body movements, or maybe just my entire, I guess, physique in a way? What is it that I can do in order to make myself better at lifting sandbags? And then what are other things I can do to make myself better at calisthenics, right? So it's like wanting to incorporate more body weight based exercises, just things like that, just to see like how far I can go with the different areas and different aspects of fitness, right? I've been getting more into just kind of like, I guess, hybrid style of training, to where I'm not just training for specifically one aspect or goal, like maybe building muscle or maybe just specifically getting better at calisthenics or something like that, but wanting to expand my, I guess, fitness level into each of these things, right? It's like I kind of see it as like I guess a video game where like you kind of build up like stat points, and you can like put these points in different areas or whatever. You can give more points to speed, more points to strength, more points to agility, more points to intellect, whatever the case may be. And yes, I have been watching Solo Leveling pretty recently, and that's kind of like where that idea came from. So it's like, instead of just me like focusing on how much muscle I can build, I can also focus on how strong I can get at certain things, how strong I can get at sandbags, how strong I get at rock climbing, even as a heavier person, at least as a heavier person at the moment, and how well can I do at, with calisthenics, and it's all just about having fun, because at some point for me, just kind of pursuing bodybuilding, or I guess the pursuit of like wanting to just build more muscle in my frame and training just for that, it became less and less appealing as I found other ways I could train that could also build a good amount of muscle and at the same time like make me, I guess, more practically stronger. I don't know how to describe it, but I guess makes my body more functional in a way, right? Or just makes me like be able to do things that a lot of people can't do, right? Sure, just by lifting and just by getting strong or just by getting bigger muscles, you're gonna get strong and you're gonna be able to do stuff that most people can't do. But I guess I just want to become a little bit more rounded, per se, a little bit more well rounded, a little bit more skillful, I guess, with when it comes to my body, when it comes to my physicality, if that's a word, just so I can see how far I can take things, do things to where it's like I'm training for a specific sport almost, and that way I can actually start developing goals instead of just kind of like being like, well, I want my delts to be, bigger. That seems like it's not that arbitrary, but to me, it kind of almost seems arbitrary to like, I just want bigger triceps or something. Which, I mean, hey, I want bigger muscles all the time, but I feel like I would also be able to take my training a lot farther if I were to train for some type of skill instead of just like bigger muscles. Although bigger muscles are cool. But that's about it. Peace out.